Someday we'll get paid for this.
Hello, news friends. From high atop the Scrapple News Towers in downtown Philadelphia, I am your humble reporter, AP Ticker. Our top story tonight, why we occupy. This is just jaw-dropping, appalling stuff. A law firm that specializes in foreclosure, throwing a party where they mock the people they threw out of their homes. In his New York Times column, Joe Nocera disclosed pictures from a Halloween party at the law firm of Stephen J. Baum. According to Nocera, this law firm is what is commonly referred to as a foreclosure mill firm, meaning it represents banks and mortgage services as they attempt to foreclose on homeowners and evict them from their homes. Stephen J. Baum is in fact the largest such firm in New York. It represents virtually all of the giant mortgage lenders, including Citigroup, J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo. A former employee provided the pictures to the New York Times. This is two employees dressed up like bums. That sign says, "Third-party squatter. I lost my home and I was never served." That "I was never served" is supposed to mock the typical excuse of the homeowner trying to get out of foreclosure. This is a coffin with an effigy of a pro bono lawyer named Susan Channa Lask, who brought a class action lawsuit against Baum on behalf of foreclosed families. That sign says, "Rest in peace, crazy Susie." Note that the eyes are cut out. Most of the other pictures show sections of the office dressed up to look like homeless camps or foreclosed on houses. One side says Baum Estates, mock foreclosure signs, eerily reminiscent of Potterville, the dreary housing development owned by the evil banker in It's a Wonderful Life. On a related note, students at the Wharton School of Business have finally gotten around to responding to the recent Occupy Philly protests that had Eric Cantor, majority leader of the House of Representatives, hiding under his desk. The Wharton Journal posted on its website reactions from a number of Wharton MBA students to Occupy Wharton. Here's what Samantha Taylor, class of 2012, had to say, and I quote, "You have all of these anti-establishment, mad around the man, hipsters running around leading this movement when in reality they're living off the plush trust funds funded by the establishment that they're so mad at. Many of them need to go occupy the homes in which they grew up, nestled in the safe upper middle class suburbs of America. Why don't they occupy the Apple Store? Or are they too afraid of not having the newest stylish Mac to pose with at the local coffee shop?" While the dispersal of wealth in America is no laughing matter, many of these people leading the charges are especially the trustafarian hiptards who are occupying cities like Oakland. Samantha, one of those Oakland trustafarian hiptards you talk about is Scott Olson, a former Marine who served 2 tours of duty in Iraq. He's currently lying in a hospital bed with a fractured skull and a swollen brain and has lost the power of speech because an Oakland police officer shot him in the face with a tear gas canister.
What happened? What happened?
He got hit. He got shot.
What's your name? What's your name?
What's your name? Wake up.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Shit.
And then the same cop threw a flashbang grenade into the crowd of people that went to his aid.
If you doubt that the police were deliberately aiming at the protesters, watch this policeman when a group of protesters attempt to come to the aid of the injured person. Watch that again.
So, the next time you start to open your mouth and cavalierly smear the character of the people who make up the Occupy Wall Street movement with cheap stereotypes and dishonest Fox News talking points from the cushy comfort of your gilded perch at Wharton, perhaps you'll think better of it. And shut the fuck up. These people are freezing their asses off in city parks and plazas across America to make the world a better place, so you don't have to, biatch. What have you ever done except help yourself? I may be ticker. Remember what Gandhi said. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, and then they fight you, and then you win.
If England does not grant your demands, what course of action will you follow then?
Of course, civil disobedience. I am an optimist.
You are an optimist. If England does not grant your demands, are you prepared to return to jail again?
I am always prepared to return to jail.